So I often say that the way I like to describe spiritual practice is really fundamentally 99% of it is learning how to get out of the way of what's happening. People often say, well, what can I do? How can I? Here I am, I'm opening to awareness. What can I do to facilitate this? You know, that's often a question that people ask. Understandably. Of course, we start opening up, we start feeling better, we start, seeing life more in an alive place. Of course, the natural tendency is to want more of it, right? But wanting more can get in the way. It can actually, as I say, put the cart before the horse. We can get in front of it. And so what I'm often helping people with is finding out how to step back and get out of the way of it, to stay there and be present with it. And that requires a kind of attention, profound attention, that is completely effortless. See? And how is that possible? Because, well, how is it possible to be profoundly present and effortless? The only way is to be awareness, to be one with awareness, to surrender into awareness. That's why that's the fundamental teaching, is to be awareness. As John Klein said to me years ago, just be this energy. Don't think about it. Eventually, it will be permanent. So we learn how we're in the way. If there's anything, mostly in spiritual practice, we learn how we're in the way. So what has been unconscious, the so-called compulsive behavior, whatever, even spiritual practice can become compulsive. And that's one of the greatest blind spots, is to see that. And so once we can see how we're pushing, how we're trying to get enlightened, how we're trying to understand the truth, we see that in itself is what's obscuring it. Our attempt to be free is preventing us. And that's why I love to quote Krishnamurti. He said, it's the truth that sets us free, not our attempt to be free. And what he means is, the truth means that presence, that aliveness, that awareness, that awakened consciousness, which has 1,000 names to it, right? Cosmic consciousness, the Tao, presence, goes on and on and on. So that's what he means by the truth is what sets us free. So as we become aligned with that, not our idea about the truth, not our concept about the truth, because there can be no concepts that are the truth, because the truth is unknowable, it's unspeakable, and yet we are that. So we become that, we discover it. That's why they say the path at the beginning, the middle, and the end is the same. That's what that means. So the beginning, the glimpse, is the same as the final freedom. So once you get the glimpse, you go, oh, now you know how to find your way. So as you find out how to get out of the way, all of a sudden the glimpse gets bigger, the realization gets bigger. Oh, wow, I see. And all of a sudden things can just drop away. Patterns can just fall away. And we go, wow, how did that happen? It's not like, oh, well, I became a better spiritual practitioner, right? More knowledgeable, more informed. It's like something learned how to get out of the way.